Homeworthy. I'm Tiffany in Fort Worth, Texas. Welcome to my home. Come on in.
You're watching Homeworthy, where we believe every home has a story.
I'm Tiffany Blackmon, and I am a social media content creator and influencer, podcast host, and chef. I am a mom, I am a wife, and a fur mama. I changed careers quickly in 2020 when we couldn't do television and live performances, and I absolutely adore this chapter of my life in this career. We are in Fort Worth, Texas, right outside Dallas. This home I fell in love with when I walked inside the home, because the outside of the home was very different from what you're seeing today. There were so many options to decorate and to make this our home. When I walked in, I just knew that this was the home. It's very globally inspired. The view of the golf course and Colonial Country Club is absolutely stunning. We are on a busy street, but that's okay, because we just make this home so fabulous. We had a lot of nips and tucks to do to this home. We did, over the years, remodel and make it our own, and in my opinion has one of the best curb appeals in Fort Worth. So welcome to my entryway. I love color, we love color, and you can see by the rug that's underneath my feet here. This is an Adam Hunter and from the rug company, and we designed this. We selected every single color in the rug and tried to make the neutral that wouldn't show trackings as much, but we love it. So speaking of color, I carried on my favorite color, which is Tiffany blue, on this Christopher Guy sofa. We custom made this, and I love the texture and, again, the color. If you look closely, it's a nice silky feel, a lot of cushion. I don't sit on this on the usual. I just love how it's sort of a pebble feeling with the beautiful, beautiful high polish of the silver. I've just draped a faux fox fur right across this beautiful sofa, which brings me to this piece, which needed something to just bring this silver throughout this area. This was an antique. We just found it some random antique shop, but we had it painted silver and then added this great object. LaToya Jones is a fabulous artist in Dallas. I love all of her things. She has so many wonderful mixed media with the high shine, with the lacquer, and then she used geodes and stones from the earth, so a little bit of black, and art is very personal. I love this because I see so many colors and it doesn't limit me with colors in this room. But I needed a piece of art here. This is Hannah Lane. It came from B Street Gallery in Dallas, and they just know what I love. I love all the color. It reminds me of our travels in Cabo. We have a home in Cabo that we absolutely love, and the color is all there. But again, it goes throughout this entire area. I have to show you above here, I am obsessed with the light. This is Waterford, if you're familiar with Waterford crystal. This is absolutely amazing. So many tiny little crystals. Is it difficult to clean? No, it's actually not. We actually just run a Swiffer throughout here, and we love the linen around, so it just shines beautiful light throughout the entryway. Let me show you the area that we needed something very functional. So in this area that was kind of just a box, the powder room is to my left, and this, I just wanted more color, and of course we have it here with this beautiful mirror, so that's functional. But I needed a catch-all for keys, house keys, car keys, key fobs, and so on and so forth. And we added this all to this beautiful acrylic table. The blue is an ocean blue. I tried to bring in the blue from the sofa in the entry, and we did so. So this is acrylic with a glass top, because what I do not like is scratches and smudges. So we have a glass top. And then again, taking this up, adding height with this incredible lamp. So let me show you one of the 4 bedrooms that we have downstairs. And to carry on with the color, of course, I found these at a local wonderful boutique right at home. Every single palette is a different graphic, but there are, as you see, 9 of these. So we just created this, I almost call it like a puzzle here to create what works together. But I love this, which leads me into this bedroom. All of the 4 bedrooms when we purchased this home were alike. They were a blank palette, which was amazing for us. This room I call the Amazon room, and I just love it. Each room has its own character and its own personality. This one being the Amazon because we brought in greens and red and different colors throughout this particular room. I love this. This is a high texture. To visually, if you feel the linens, you don't feel the texture, but you definitely see kind of an animal print here. The lamps I love because they mimic a bamboo, which I added bamboo as an arrangement over in the opposite corner. Matching, these are from Pettigrew, and the matching side tables, beautiful high gloss on the sides here, which mimics the queen beds in every room except for the last one, which I'll show you. And then we go into this bathroom. All of the bathrooms is interesting. They did not have doors, and my sister actually reminded me of that when we purchased the house. So we just added the barn doors, which worried me because I love the contemporary and modern feel, but we just had to keep that with the handles and keep it throughout the home. We added the California closets. There were only Elfa shelves here, so high gloss on this cabinetry here. Every single bathroom has a different set of hardware and different lighting. So we gave each room a bit of their own character, and we've named every single room in the house. We kept the tile, we kept the showers. People ask me what's next. I always want to change. I'm always evolving with this home, but so far, I love it. So how we determined this was the home for us, once we got inside, we knew it was the one. When we were searching, it was really difficult in the Colonial TCU area, and TCU is our alma mater. Our daughter was at TCU at the time. We all went to TCU. So when we found the property, we knew that we wanted to be here. It was just creating the home that we wanted. It was creating the design on the inside, and from looking at different points of the home, it was a little difficult because the lighting was very basic. But on the other hand, that is an opportunity. The opportunity to add the lighting that you actually want. So when you're designing a home, you don't have to take out a lot of things, you can actually put in a lot of things. So being in the TCU area and in Fort Worth, and we just knew that this was the place for us. Next, I'm going to take you to our home gym. We spend so much time here, so follow me. So welcome to our gym. This is where we spend so much of our time. We really do. My husband and I are fitness enthusiasts. We love fitness. And in this gym, we brought a lot of nostalgia because we're both alumni at Texas Christian University. And across probably 1.5 of walls, we have our fight song, which we start at one end and go around. And then our beloved horn frog at the very, very end. We have a combination of cardio, Pilates, which both my husband and I actually use. Heavy weights for him, a bike, which is not always nice to us, to say the least, and then weights on the other side with the flying, the TCU. When I was in college and Greg was in college, this was the logo, and we love it. We love the nostalgia, and so happy to have a gym at home. Right off the gym, we have 2 additional rooms, guest rooms, followed by art. Again, a lot of color. But this particular room, we decided to do twin beds. And we did this for our grandchildren, for friends that are coming over when we just needed more space. We had custom headboards made, did a very muted kind of a dove gray. And again, color. You're seeing the theme here with our home. These paintings, I couldn't even remember where I found this painting, but I took a watercolor and just framed this with acrylic. We've done this quite a bit in the house, and I just love how it just finishes off the art just a little bit. Laura Lee Clark, we went over and found this beautiful color, added accents and pillows, and I can't love it enough. Over here, this chair is amazing. This chair I found in Dallas. I was like, okay, this is a great piece of art, lacquered with black. And I saw the price, the original price, and I was like, no, it was around $10,000 to $15,000, which is not in my budget. But there was a scratch on it. It's by Costello Designs, and a tiny little scratch, and they had marked it down significantly. So I brought this home, and I just thought it was great, especially with these paintings that we brought from my daughter's room in one of our homes that we've had. We just fell in love with these prints and framed these with a high texture on the frames here, but that just works so well with this particular chair that's kind of odd in this room, but it works so incredibly well. Again, the bathrooms, I did the same thing with California closets, high shine on the gloss here, and they're all the same except for the fixtures as well as the hardware, and just add a little bit more color. We collect when we travel, so many of these items are collections, and we just think it's beautiful. It's very homey and makes you feel good. So something that we left in the house was this glass railing. I was on the fence about it. It's very, very fragile looking, but it's actually not. We decided to keep this. We love the look with the very, very light wood. What we did do is we added from the rug company this Adam Hunter rug that goes all the way up. And boy, for me to select that was quite the task, but we chose that because it works so well going upstairs. Speaking of upstairs, why don't you follow me on up? So welcome to our great room. One of my very favorite rooms in the home. When we purchased this home, or before we did, when we were looking at the home, I came in with my fabulous friend, Pam Flowers Design, beautiful interior designer and friend, and we looked at this home, and blue's not my thing. It is just not my thing, but it's becoming my thing. So if you look at the hand-painted Portugal tiles, they are absolutely stunning. But my heart was not in the tile, but friends, and actually where the tiles were sourced, they said, whatever you do, Pam, do not let her get rid of these tiles. I don't even see these tiles when I walk in now. They just become the room and the space. This piece is from Baker Furniture, high gloss again. This serves as, if you follow me along on my website, you'll find my gift closet. This is packed with gifts that I cherish and wrapping paper, and we just house so much on this. A chef by trade, what I loved about this mirror, it reminds me of my peach galette, which I make and is on my blog, but I love the edges, and I love that it just looks like beautiful, beautiful pastry. We've broken this up, especially for entertaining and for relaxation. We've broken this up into 3 separate vignettes, and I'll show you over here. We call this Tiffy's Corner, that's my nickname. Found this rug with pops of pink in it. Every time I select a rug, I'm so concerned about decorating around it, but I've learned to select the rug first. Fell in love with this furniture. A dear friend of ours makes furniture and does upholstery. Looks great against the blue tile. Christina Phillips is a friend of mine and neighbor, and she had Park and 8th, which is a beautiful gallery here in Fort Worth. She is still an interior designer, and we found this beautiful painting. When I look at this painting, you can see actually the etching. You still see the marks with the pencil, the faceless woman, like it's almost not finished. But I find myself in this painting quite often. I love the beautiful dress and the colors, and it bounces off of all of these pieces of art in the home. We also decorate with pillows. Pillows are such a great way to add a pop of color and texture, especially to this corner. I come here often with my coffee or a cocktail and just relax. Again, you remember downstairs we had the acrylic table. So this is actually glass on a stand with gold. I love to mix metals, and this is a matte finish, almost like a bronze, and then a high gloss with the lamp. And I love these lamps that are crystal clear, either acrylic or glass. This great room, a lot of white. People are afraid of white, but when you're using performance fabrics that we have here and over here and over here, you will find that that is your friend. You can just basically wipe up red wine, even though I'm still a little scared. This rug is a piece of art. I found it, my friend Mitch at the rug company in Dallas. I saw it, look at the feathers of the crane, the beautiful, beautiful cherry blossoms in the bottom. The interpretation of art is in the eye of the beholder. I'm not sure what you see. I see a cross. My husband sees a boat. Some people see a palette of color. We kept the fireplace as it was. We didn't paint it black. I had a lot of people tell me to paint it black. But look at this. I love this glass fire screen. It is very functional. We don't have small children in the home, so I'm not worried about this. It's really held down with beautiful blocks of gold, and it just looks very unique. I thought about at one time painting this white, but I just love how it kind of goes away. We have bookend this entire mantle with banana trees. They're not real because I cannot grow anything. I can't keep anything alive as far as plants. But these are so real looking, and they just bookend this beautiful, beautiful mantle and piece of art. So over here is this little vignette that we created. I love the color pink. I'm not afraid of color, as I've said so many times, but I believe this furniture was used. It's got that Chippendale look, a little lattice work on the back with a kind of a bronze look. We had all of this recovered. I'm not afraid to have my dog, which you will meet her eventually, on pieces of furniture. I had a dog later in life, but she loves this area and it just doesn't bother me. This look of this fabulous, the texture of this little side table has a mimicking of Valentino rock studs. So I was immediately, when you see my closet, immediately drawn to this with the bubbles here in the color, which, if you go right up here, Leslie Barron is an incredible artist out of Tennessee. I call this Rosie Faye. And I get a little emotional because this reminds me of my mother. Looks like my mother, the eyes follow me. If you notice, there's butterflies, and I adore butterflies. You'll see them throughout my home. But there's actual real pieces of pearls and feathers in this painting with sequins that's layered and layered, and you see the roses on top of her head, and then the beautiful palm fronds. She is the star of this room. These are actual structural elements, and the previous owners really wanted to take these. These are from a church in Italy. So when I talk about global in this home, I mentioned that the tile is from Portugal. This is from Italy. We have African limba wood in a certain section of the home. So we love that global feel and pulling all these things together to make this architecturally mindful of our travels and in our world. So welcome to our study, where there's elements in here that are so incredibly global. The mirrors that you see throughout this house are in this room, which makes for a larger room. We have a lot of natural light in here. It was a little darker, so we had to bring in more color, of course. Let me show you over here, Christopher Guy, which you saw on the sofa downstairs. I thought this looked like a piece of jewelry, this beautiful, beautiful mirror, and a high gloss emerald green is just perfect. And to me, it's such a great focal point for this room. We used this piece in a prior home for a bar cart. So we had this in a different area. We needed to save space, and we didn't have the bar cart that we have now. But this is perfect to house books and memorabilia and photographs. And takes me over to these beautiful chairs that, again, inspiration is global. And I love this particular side table. Look at the chains. And if you're seeing a trend here with a lot of jewelry, that I love pieces of jewelry, but I just thought this was so interesting. It was actually one of the first pieces that I selected along with the mirror. So in home had this original wood. And again, I thought it was a little dark. I love it now. It's African limba wood, hence the global feel in this home. It is beautiful, the natural grain that's in this. And we have added this, which looks like bronzed horns. This is, again, a Waterford piece. I just adore this. It just, again, mimics jewelry, which I love. And we had here, I actually redid this recently when I knew you were coming over. We had a suede and it just looked like a dark hole. So we just added new wallpaper, and it's from LET of France. And I love how the light bounces off and you still have the texture of this. Great glass pieces, Waterford crystal, collectibles, and books throughout this. Again, the global feel. Interesting objects throughout the house, shelves, and it's just amazing. Notice at the top here, this is an air vent that the person that did the wallpapering just covered, and it looks amazing. So impressed with this. The desk is of comfort. My husband loves to watch the game in here. Again, I was struggling with the colors being a little bit dark, so we added this pop of color on the rug. The rug, again, is from the rug company, and look at this great leopard on the bottom. And I just love the inspiration, again, carrying the feel throughout the house with the emerald green in here that mimics and works so well with the mirror. But this is, again, rug company, and Diane Furstenberg is the beautiful designer. You know her through fashion as well. We have had this sofa for so long. So many people have slept on this sofa. We have had it recovered. I feel like I'll never get rid of the sofa because it just is so functional. It's so comfortable and so homey. We added the colors recently with the beautiful, beautiful high pops of pink. And again, it looks great against the African limba wood. This chair we just got here recently. It is so comfortable. It's actually electric, and this is where many naps are taken in this portion of our home. So now let me take you to where we spend a lot of our time. I have a little secret passageway, so here we go. So I had a secret pathway to our primary bedroom, which is a haven of comfort and warmth for us. We have used so much light in here to bounce with the color and the beautiful linens that I'll show you, but there was something missing. Every Christmas, we would have a Christmas tree here, and once the Christmas tree was gone, I was very, very sad. So we added this incredible olive tree, and I just love the feel of this. Through here, we brought this piece in, have an antique mirror that, again, we are contemporary and modern, but I just think it works well, especially with the high gloss of this chest of drawers. Over here, this rug that you see on the floor, we actually purchased this when we were first married. Goodness, it's been, oh gosh, 15 years ago. And we used it in Austin at our home, and we had it in storage, and I thought, my goodness, this is something that we can bring in here because the palette is neutral, and we can bring in the bed and the linens and these side tables. We had one side table, and I was determined to find the mate. And we did find this. We found this over at a showroom in Dallas. Pam Flowers worked tirelessly to find this, but look at the texture of this, beautiful with the gray, a little bit of bronze here, and I love how we have just a little tray put in here. And the lampshades are just gorgeous. They are high shine. I love that the drum of the shade is metal, and it's just so functional and plays off so well in this house. So I have to tell you the story of this bed. My husband is more of a traditional guy, and when we found this bed years and years ago, I fell in love with it. The mirrored smoked glass throughout the bed, not traditional at all. And then I remember my husband coming over to look at it, and he said, "Oh, that's great. So where's the one that you selected?" So that was, he and I have very different opinions, but he loves this house. The linens are a beautiful white with an ecru, just texture on the edges, a little quilted. I just bring this back. I love a fresh made bed every single day. I wanted a lot of color again, but I was calming it down in here because I do want a peaceful type bedroom. We brought this piece in as well, so you can certainly mix and match. We pulled this in, and here's the color. Here it comes with the purple amethyst quartz, and we've just added some Christmas balls. Actually, I kept them out after Christmas, and with just little twinkle or fairy lights, and just, you know, just an added interest. And you can see how the natural lighting comes through and just bounces off of so much. The lighting above is from an antique store in Dallas, and the black was threw me off a little bit, but it just adds such an accent to this room. Again, I've talked about this multiple times throughout this home, of the jewelry, of the accessories that just are bold and beautiful with the beautiful crystal lights. So again, the color we're adding with the art. So we removed a piece and moved it to the kitchen. And this beautiful piece of art, we found it right at home here in Fort Worth, and it's a massive piece, and it works beautifully in here. All of the colors, and purple is just a beautiful color. We did reinstall a fireplace. This is an electric fireplace. It's beautiful. It does heat up quite a bit. We rarely turn this on in Texas, but I love a fireplace. But we needed a larger fireplace, and the fireplace that was in here was not working, so we did have to start over there. But we made it a larger frame on the outside that works so well with this piece of art. So from the primary bedroom, we have this very open concept of our bath areas. We have his and hers. When we purchased the home, I had a very difficult time because it's so open, and I'll show you this, which meant order and neat. And neatness is so important to me. So if the clothes are showing, I obviously needed order and neatness. This is actually hid. So this was it was certainly an option to have this, but this is hiding my clothing and Greg's shoes, but closing this. But that's a great idea in here. This African limba wood is beautiful. All of the curves, just to me, mimics romance and flow, and just it's almost a sexy feel. So Greg has his side, and I have my side. And again, this was very difficult for me to wrap my arms around this open concept, because closets are meant to be closed. This is not closed. This is so open. All of my clothing, I change this out twice a year for fall and winter and spring, summer. The key points was making sure that the hangers all matched, that your colors were coordinated. You have short to long. So that was a difficult process for me. So over here, I just keep my costume jewelry out, very, very deep drawers. We kept the handles on here, and then brought in some lighting. It's very, very brightly lit. We have a little bit of natural lighting, but not a huge amount. And again, open. We have really thought about remodeling this, but how do you do this? This wood is so precious, but it would take quite a bit, but I can always change something. On my side, I have this vanity area, and Greg has his, and that is perfect, absolutely perfect. A large bathtub is just such a serene portion, and just love this in this room. We added a beautiful piece of art with the light here, and the art behind the actual art of the light is Amy Young. high texture, multimedia. Again, we were talking earlier about the framing and the acrylic, and I just think it finishes this so beautifully. Again, the deep bathtub is it's just such a serene, beautiful feeling in here. So let me show you another part of my house that I absolutely love, and this is my closet. If you follow me on Instagram and on my social media and my blog, you will see my closet multiple times because fashion is one of our pillars. But we switch this out twice a year. Underneath here, I have my shoes, sneakers that I wear every day, my flip-flops, and then I just sprinkle throughout here bags and shoes that I love, some shoes that don't love me so much that I have in my home, but all of these things with bags that are collectibles that have been given to me in my collection I just love. I like to add acrylic pieces here to give height and interest, as well as the books. I mean, books are great in a closet. So then you come up here, we have a different look and feel, and you know, it was, how do I make this closet and my display not look like you're shopping at a department store? But I love having all this. So when I talked to you about the open concept, it was tough. It was tough. But now I absolutely love it. So this is where I put my makeup on, do my skincare every day. This is actually a desk, but it houses all of my favorite products. I keep these on display, especially the lips. I usually have more mirrors or lighting here just because we do a lot of filming here for my Instagram and my blog. But I have some of my favorites here. I love the Chanel lip stain that I have on today with a gloss on the other end. It's just the perfect color for me. There's so many colors. And again, I link this often. Now this chair is key, y'all. This chair, I need something because if I have self-tanner on or hands are filled with makeup or dirty, putting foundation or sunscreen on, this is a performance faux leather, and I've had this for, oh my goodness, probably we've been here 6 years in this house, and it's perfect. I mean, that is so key when you have this and you have hairspray and products around. It is so great. We got this from Baker as well as this. This has some love on it because there's a lot of activity that happens here with filming, but again, just great when it's moving throughout this room with the feel of the room. So my podcast is called My So-Called Fabulous, and in my mid-50s, I decided to switch gears, especially when the pandemic hit and I could not do television, radio any longer and do live performances, to shift and bring the blog to life with the podcast, and that's what we've done. And what we do is try to solve a problem and to help people. Do we have fun and laugh? We do, but we also cry as well, but we're always trying to solve a problem. We're almost in our 5th year, and we just keep going. People ask me often at my age, why are you doing this? Because you know what, in my opinion, you need to keep your brain moving and keep your brain alive. And I have the most fabulous men and women that work with me every single day, and I'm proud of this brand that we've created. So welcome to our outdoor living space, our logia. We were in Italy several years ago, and I noticed there were so many logia spaces. The word logia is basically an outdoor covered living space, and we needed that. When we were remodeling, this was actually a room that was enclosed, and we didn't need that. We just wanted some outdoor space because we don't have a backyard. So this, I went with the colors of nature. You'll see these steel doors. Again, if you remember, this was an enclosed room, but we added the steel doors and the steel windows. It mimics church. We love that so much. See this in so many beautiful churches, especially in Spain and Italy. And we've added a lot of faux plants. Remember, I cannot keep plants alive, so we have to have faux plants. So this fiddle leaf fig surrounds, and it doesn't offer shade because we don't need it, but this is faux. This furniture just withstands the rain, the sun, especially here in Texas. If you notice, we had along the railing, and especially outside surrounding the entire home, we had this beautiful, beautiful work with the iron, which I just love so incredibly much, with the circles and the lines. It's so beautiful. We had this in a previous home and brought it over. High top table, bistro table. We love to sit out here and enjoy cocktails or to root on our corn fogs. We just love the logia. It's nice and breezy this time of year, but it does get hot. So our view off our logia, where the living spaces is, we have the view of Colonial Country Club. We are right between hole number 1 and 2, and the Charles Schwab Challenge is held here every May. And this particular time of year, the golf course is beautiful, lush, and green. We just had a huge remodel, but it is absolutely beautiful. You can see the golfers across the street. And you know what? On our balcony downstairs, our balcony up here, the logia, and our fountain, we find golf balls quite often. So I'm not sure who's hitting those golf balls, but so come on in, everybody. Let's look at the rest of the house. Welcome to our dining room. This room was a blank slate again. There's a lot of mirrors in here, which lends itself to a larger room, but we started with this wallpaper. This wallpaper is from Maya Romanoff. That's the artist, and there's almost, you can see, it's a high texture. Love this color. Just a blank palette. However, this, you see it mimics grids, and this was the inspiration for the drapery, which is across the room, which I'll show you in that section. But this color was great for this painting, which we brought from another home, which is absolutely perfect for this room. It was dark, and it pops off of the wallpaper. This is flanked by 2 sconces. This is Waterford crystal. This fringe on the bottom I just fell in love with because it would look represented high fashion, which I love fashion with the crystals and here, but it was just simple enough with the silver sconce that just lends itself for exactly what I needed in here. Moving on to this portion, which this is a table that we brought again from another home, but we did recover the chairs. I have a lot of texture in these chairs and then a kind of a hidden design here that really does pop with the actual wallpaper as well as the drapery that you see. We added recently the rug. The rug, again, a piece of art. I'm crazy about rugs. This is Martin Brudinsky from the Rudd Gallery, just a beautiful artist, gold with an animal print just kind of just laced in the border with a cream center. I needed a little more color in here because you remember I'm the color girl. I added these beautiful pillows. Are they functional? Not always. I love to have a good pillow, but I love how they pop, the color pops off of the white chairs. This is a performance fabric, so I'm not afraid. I set the table 2 ends with, again, more color. This was my mother's china. It's Lenox and just a band of gold with a beautiful charger plate. And then high texture. This, again, texture. This is an outdoor placemat. And my mom's flatware that I've paired with our Ralph Lauren flatware. And you see these baccarat butterflies throughout our home with Vietri to serve. You can do a dessert in here or a beautiful cocktail, and y'all have to see these. I love just at each place setting putting something a little bit special. So the colors that we pulled from the upholstery we just added with a beautiful flower of the season, beautiful gold, and the high shine of this table, which takes me to a little more shine. When Pam, our interior designer, found these, she knew that I would love these pears. They have a ceramic leaf, and each one is, I believe, 24 karat gold. So I'm very, very careful about when I place these. So just placing these beautiful pears in this oversized bowl, that just is an art piece, again, when it just goes right up to the chains of our chandelier that lends itself for beautiful light with crystals that mimic the crystals on the Waterford sconces on the other side. So in this side, I don't want to interrupt, but I want to introduce you to my fur baby. This is my first pet that I've ever had, and I just love her. Can you say hello? Say hi. This is Lala, and this is where she overlooks the house. This is her bed. We love this bed, and she loves it too. She's a little camera shy today. I'm not really sure why, but she guards our home and barks at every leaf and golfer that goes by. And of course, what is a dining room without a bar? This bar houses some of our favorites with our napkins, our cocktail napkins that we have monogrammed, and just collectibles from throughout the years. Champagne bucket. I love this because it moves, and it will move around the house and actually out on the logia when we're entertaining outside. Good bottle of wine, bottle of champagne, and you have the perfect space to entertain in this room. I have a favorite room in this home. I really do. And I'm a chef by trade, and went to culinary school after TCU. And so the kitchen is my haven. We work out of the kitchen. We create my so-called fabulous out of the kitchen. It is our family room. You know, when you entertain and you have large spaces, but everyone gravitates to the kitchen, and I love that. It makes me feel really good about what we've created in there. But when I walk up the stairs in my home and I see the color and the view, it just makes me happy. And my daughter will say every time I walk up in here, I say, I love my home so much. It makes me happy, it makes me feel good, and I hope it makes you feel good too. So one of my very favorite rooms in the home is the kitchen and living area. And so let me show you around. So in the kitchen and living area, this was actually a piece that I debated on not bringing in the home, but it works perfectly because it's black, and we had the back piece, we just added a little bit of color that reflects the light, so it's not just a dark hole, and actually accent all of our collectibles in here, our memorabilia, our photos, and I love it. This is perfect. But this I love because it mimics the steel windows and doors throughout the home. This living space, you know, it was, do we put a dining table in here, or do we just create a home that we can just live in here? And this is what we do. We watch television on this very large Samsung television. I am crazy about this. I can change the art daily. There's so many pieces of art in here, and I've changed this 3 or 4 times this week, but I love it. But we recently added the frame, and let me show you what's interesting about this. This frame just is magnetic, so you can change the frame. I love this gold, but you can make it wood or anything you want. This piece was in here. We kept it for storage. I have to show you one of my sweet friends, Ginger Ray Walker. She is in Fort Worth, and all of these pieces are in the home. This is just her beautiful colors. I asked for black with a little bit of teal, and she did this for us. And we just have numerous pieces throughout this. So I just thought that was a neat place, and especially just such a beautiful, beautiful section of the house. Instead of putting of the kitchen, instead of putting books. Now the bottom here, we've actually changed this and upgraded this room. This is another rug company. This is Alexander McQueen, and I have to say, Madonna has this rug, and yeah, she does. And I saw her on it, and I went, you know what, I'm sold. But the bottom, you see a oversized butterfly. The colors are beautiful. It is a custom rug, and I just think it is the perfect rug for this room. We needed a coffee table that was clear glass that we could see the piece of art on the floor. The clear glass 2-level table that's in between these chairs. These chairs we actually had. They're super comfortable, very cushioned, beautiful citrus yellow that we decided to add, and they swivel to watch the television, of course. Interesting light. When I saw this, I didn't even know it was a light, but it is a light, and we found this over to showroom in Dallas at Pettigrew, one of my very, very favorites, and an LED light that just serves as an architectural piece in this particular room. I had this sofa recovered. It was the perfect size, but it reminds me of a Chanel tweed suit. And we just added a bit of color to just kind of bring in the rug and all of the colors in this room. On this side of the room, we have, again, mimicking chests that we use to store napkins and placemats and all of the essentials that we need to entertain, greeting cards. This piece of art, I really enjoy this because all of the color that pops in here. Orange, a citron green, there's teals and charcoal. I just loved because we can bring in florals with this beautiful orange, or I can do a hot pink. These lamps we've had, but again, this is a piece that is so perfect because you need that function along with the elements of design. So I thought this was perfect and we kept it. Do I want to paint this? My next project, I really want this a high shine lacquered white because I love white because then we can add the pops of color. So I'm a chef. I went to TCU undergraduate. Food science and nutrition was my thing. That was my degree, and I went to culinary school at Johnson & Wales. So hence food, entertaining. I mentioned earlier that people just migrate to the kitchen. That is where everything is, conversations are made, problems are solved in this kitchen, and a very, very oversized bar. This is Carrara marble. For me, I did not like the character of marble. I needed this high gloss, and I just think it was perfect for us. We have the apron sink here that's just a spillover, a beautiful white, just again, keeping that flat, neutral look in here. We had open cabinets, and I decided that I couldn't do that. So we had those and we covered the cabinets. We have this with a beautiful white. I have to show you over here our refrigerator. I'll back you up and take you back over here. We have two refrigerators, which I kind of thought was absurd, but we have one that's a Sub-Zero, that's a beverage refrigerator, and I love it because we can house lots of beverages and it just serves as spillover with groceries. As a trained chef, it was really important to me to have stovetop and range that work very, very well. This was a collaboration with my brand, with Heston. Heston is at the French Laundry. Thomas Keller is the chef, and he has the commercial grade. This is the first rollout of their residential grade of ranges. Has the grill in the middle. It is amazing. Now, I would not choose to have two separate ranges, but that's what the previous owner had, so I just went with it because to recreate these cabinets, it was just too much. So I am obsessed with this so much, just absolutely fabulous. Outside, I love to grill. At one point in my life, I did call myself a grilling master, so we had to have a grill, but with the outside that I've told you before, that's just limited space on the outdoors, we created this. This entire back space, and I'll show you here in a minute what this was, but we had to create storage because the previous owners used drawers, the very deep drawers, for their pantry. So we decided to really convert a lot of this house and this space into storage. Let me show you the grill. Come on out. This is a Lynx grill. It is fabulous. It's my second one. I just love this grill. It's just high performance, high heat. This is a great vent hood, great lighting, but then we went with the pattern on the back, the Carrara marble on the back, just to give a little more texture. And I love these little birds. I have to say my husband will come out and grill and hold his head from time to time, but I love these sweet little birds. We picked these up over in Dallas as well at the showroom, and I just love the little sweet little birds. Again, bringing the outside inside and the inside outside with the grill area. So let me show you my storage. So this is our butler's pantry, which we use so much. Storage. I talked to you earlier about the grill forward, and I'll take you to the powder bath in a few minutes, but this entire area was just one long hall. And there was an office and two washers and two dryers. So this is what we did with this. We needed space for storage. My mother left me most of her china and crystal, and what I fell in love with was this Hermes wallpaper. The focal point for me of this room, it's so beautiful. It's three-dimensional. It looks like texture, but it's not. I will never change this wallpaper, but we can't find any longer because I wish we would have gone all the way to the top. Shelving was put in. The microwave is here. I love this because the microwave is hidden. I just don't like a microwave out on the countertop. Every Sunday morning on Instagram, I feature my coffee bar. And I love the DeLonghi. I have it in multiple homes, and we love these cups, and I link this so much, especially on Sundays if you follow along. So we have different types of sweeteners and teas. I love tea. I make tea every single day. Always have a basket of fresh fruits and vegetables. Over here, this is our little horn frog. This painting I found at Park and 8th years and years and years ago, which mimicked our frogs, which is our horn frog, with a cupcake. So I just thought that was absolutely fabulous for my brand and our family. What does home mean to me? Home is where you go. The home is where you end. The home is where you eat, you pray, and you love. And you welcome people into your home daily. It's a place of haven, it's a place of safety, and it's a place of, like I said, love. I feel like people need to be comfortable and safe in their home. And when someone walks in our home, I hope that they feel so welcome, from the entry as they come in to the kitchen that you will cook with us and dine with us, and all of the living spaces. And that's what's home to me.
Thanks for watching. Go to homeworthy.com for exclusive content and shopping guides.